notification and asking if they're okay with being recorded.
And you know what else I didn't do? I didn't turn closed captions on.
I did. It's okay.
Oh, you did? Okay.
All right, but just so you know, and then if you just maybe want to go back to that slide and just maybe go over those first few bullet points because they were all really good.
Just like I may go back and redo. I may go back and record it.
Okay.
Without the audience, that way, you know what I'm saying. That way, I don't have to start over and put these guys through listening to me stumble and stammer again. Big picture, career goals. Like I said, one of you guys actually gave us a career goal in the chat box that you have. You know, graduation in and of itself is a goal. If you are like I was as a student and you have a job or sometimes 2 jobs or sometimes 3 jobs, we do tend to get lost in the sauce a little bit. So graduation needs to be a big time goal. And even if it's not a goal for you personally, because you say, oh, if I can just get that certificate or if I can just get this class, then my job will reward me for it. Well, that's great. But there may be someone else in your life that needs to see you wear that cap and gown so that they will be motivated to do the same in their own life. Your goal may be a GPA. Sometimes, you know, the old saying was C's get degrees, but sometimes we need to set those personal levels of excellence for ourselves so that we have something to strive for. If passing is not an issue for you, then we need another goal. We need to say, I want a 3.0 or a 4.0 or whatever that may be for you. But these are just some sample goals. And getting through just a semester, I really hope this is our last semester of being primarily online and virtual because of this pandemic. But it may just be getting through this semester. And if that's a goal, you know what? Look at the light at the end of the tunnel. Look at that vaccine out there. Look at coming back to school. Look at, hey, if I can just suck it up and get through this one, then maybe fall and summer we'll be back in the classroom. Review your big picture goals. Focus on the day-to-day. Celebrate the little wins as well as the big wins. Adjust your short-term loans. Jeez, I'm in financial aid now. Adjust your short-term goals as needed. But again, celebrate those little things. If you have a quiz and you get 100 on that quiz and you thought that you were going to get a 70 on that quiz, then you need to celebrate that. You need to celebrate the getting through that week and accomplishing all of your assignments and getting everything turned in. Because if we don't celebrate the little milestones in life, then we lose sight of the big ones. It becomes a job, and your educational experience should be work, and it should be challenging, but it should be enjoyable, because when you finish this degree and you go into the workforce or you move on, you'll never get this time back. So celebrate the accomplishments that you have while you're here. And as success coaches, I can speak for myself personally. I think I can speak for Tessa on this one as well. We want to celebrate those milestones with you. Share them with somebody. Send them in an email to your success coach or to one of your instructors or to somebody in your life that matters enough that you want to celebrate with. And I promise you guys, it will make the semester so much more tolerable and so much more enjoyable when you celebrate those little things. That was the last slide, but it wasn't the end of my little spiel here. I really want you guys to know that when you set goals educationally, sometimes they become mundane and they become monotonous because, yes, I had a paper last week. I have a paper next week. But if I can look at that paper as a challenge and a challenge that is overcome and then celebrated when it is overcome, it becomes so much more than just a paper. It becomes something that I have accomplished. And everything that you do while you're in school and college, even in your job, but especially when you're in college, it should be looked at as this is an accomplishment, because there are so many people in this world who would love the opportunity to be here but cannot for whatever reason. So while you're here, set those goals, set them high. Look, if your goal is to be an entrepreneur, like Timothy said earlier, and you know what? Hey, set that goal to be not just an entrepreneur, but be one of the best at what you do or what you find your passion in. But if I can't be my best self now, then I won't be my best self later. So set those goals, reach for them. Passing the NCLEX, absolutely. My wife and I were newlyweds when she took the NCLEX, and my life was miserable while she was studying for it. But we celebrated big when she passed that test and got that first nursing job. Man, it was a moment to celebrate. I encourage you to do the same thing when you pass, not if you pass, when you pass. Go out and celebrate whatever that means for you. Some people it's a special meal. Some people it's buying yourself something. Some people it's just telling somebody else about how proud you are of what you've done, or hearing someone else say that. Guys, again, that as coaches, that's why we do what we do. We want to celebrate with you. We want to walk with you on that journey, and we want to encourage you on that journey. So know that you have a team of people here in the Success Network, the faculty and staff here at Nash Community College. We're rooting for you. It may not always seem that way. You may not always hear our voices, but we wouldn't do what we do for a job if we didn't want to see you succeed. And so if you want to sit down and talk about your goals with a success coach or with one of the advisors, we welcome you, and make an appointment. The email address is on the screen, successcoaching@nashcc.edu. Email Ms. Martinez. She's the one that would get that email and say, hey, I'm interested in having a success coach and working with a success coach. And she'll set you up with one of us. Whoever fits your skill set and your needs and where you are in life best is who she would assign you to. Also, here's a goal. Try to win that cash prize. The more of these coaching calls that you've been to this week, the more opportunities you have to win. But just go to the link on the screen now and fill out the survey, and you're entered. Tessa, do you know how much the cash prize is?
I don't
either. That's bad. I should have asked. But I do know that there's some money out there that is being given away. So fill out the survey.
Also, I put the link in the chat box for you guys there too.
Absolutely. So just a question, feel free to unmute yourself or answer in the chat box. How many of you guys are already working with a success coach? How many of you are any of you assigned a success coach currently? No. Okay. If it's something that you're interested in, I strongly encourage you, send an email to that successcoaching@nashcc.edu email address. And if you get assigned to, it would be one of the four of us, Ms. Martinez, myself. Ms. Weisenborn works with the early college students, so if you're not in the early college, you probably won't get her. And then there's also Jamal Pitt. Mr. Pitt works primarily with minority male initiatives, but he has other students as well on his caseload. So if you're interested in the idea, you would get an email from us as soon as you're assigned to us, introducing ourselves, and we can kind of go from there. If you're not really interested in having a specific coach, just know that there will be these calls, these coaching calls done throughout the semester. You do not have to have a coaching call to attend those sessions. So, but hey, if you want to be in, we would love to have you as a, what would you call them, Tessa? It's not coachees. They're not athletes, but on our team.
Yes, have you on our team. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions while we're here today? It does not have to be about goal setting necessarily, but just in general, do you have any questions about how success coaching works, or you have a goal that you would like to share? Again, we're in a group, so I will, Tessa, since you started the recording, we probably should turn it off during the question and answers.